stripes on the humbugs and the sugar speckles on the gumdrops. Huh, said Cade. He looked to Christopher. We need a shovel? Not if she's willing to dance. Christopher's fingers played.
Okay. I think I'm live. Hopefully this is better than last time when I tried to start and it was just a big old mess. Hello. Hi, Judith. Ugh. There's a lot of cords around here. Ugh. Cutting into your vlog watching time. Sorry, I'll just stop then. I feel like I should tilt this down even more. Yeah, that's fine. So. Yeah. Hi, Diana. You were in the middle of watching the new vlog as well. I was able to get it at Michael's. Unfortunately, I couldn't use a coupon on it because they apparently don't let that. But I also had some time to think about it, and I think I'm happy with my choice, so it's okay. I did get it at Michael's. And I'm a cheapo and I like to use coupons, because why wouldn't I? But anyway. I didn't want to be clickbaity, so I didn't call it a TBR cart, because it's not what I'm going to use it for. I very may well keep books on it when I want to read them in the near future, or keep library books on them, but it's not a TBR cart. It is a project cart. This was $30. So there was a $50 one and a $30 one, and I wasn't sure which one I wanted. Chris kept saying that he thought I should get the $50 one because it's like a little bit bigger and it's a little bit thicker and heavier. The metal just seems a bit more like durable and like better quality, and it had like extra like things that you can like hang stuff from and like, or like can stick like stuff in, which if I'm using it for crafting does, I must say, make more sense. But I just liked how this one looks better. It's just more simple and less, it's more simple and less like, I don't know, the other one had like weird stuff on it that I didn't totally love, and I'd rather have something simpler, and then if I want to like hang stuff from it, I don't see myself wanting to hang stuff from it. And then it had like places where you could like stick like pens or pencils on the side, and I was like, oh well, I can just like stick a mug in there and do that then. So anyway, you have no room for it, but it's movable, so it's fine. Hi, Audrey. It's streamlined. It is. And I don't know, also the other cart, the more expensive cart, they only had white, a light gray, like a cherry, like not a cherry, so like a tomato orangey red. Like it's a tomato red, but it's like a very like orangey red though. And like a greeny blue, but like a light, like so like kind of like a teal, I guess. And I don't love any of those colors enough. Like I prefer dark gray, and I prefer this and that and whatever. Like I didn't love any of them. Like I either wanted black or like rose gold or like a slightly deeper red, or this one, which is rose gold, which I already said. So I don't know. I just figured I'd be more happy with this one, so I might as well get this one. So I did, and I'm glad. The other one though, it is more expensive, and I'm glad I didn't by it. And like in the future, if I really, really want one, I can buy one like in a few years, like down the road. But let's even see if I use this one to start with. Although I think I will, because I just have so many like papers and notebooks and everything laying around, and I don't really have a place for them. And I'm excited to have a place for them. Oh goodness. So anyway, I don't know if any one of these is supposed to like specifically be the bottom. Let's see. I guess I could look at the instructions, but let's see if I can figure it out on its own, on my own. Hi, Bruna. Caption table need a break. Did you build it and you just haven't put books on it yet? That is really expensive, Bruna. Holy cow. Yeah, no. This one's only like 30, and I'm not even doing this right, am I? I should probably really look at the instructions, because I'm not. I think these are what goes on it, like this. So, and not one book. Yeah, no, there was one that was like 50 that was nicer, but I don't know. I just really like rose gold, and I just really wanted a rose gold one, so. Oh, this is not evenly painted right here, which kind of is annoying. I want to get the non-painted part facing towards the back. And it doesn't want to. Oh well, it's not the end of the world. That's kind of loud, I'm sorry. I like this color a lot too. It's very pretty. And if I change my mind on the color later, I can just like spray paint it or something as well, which is a nice thought. Like paint it black or silver or something. There we go. Getting the hang of this. So. One of them will house a cat. Yeah, I think I'll use maybe one shelf to like just store books that I intend to read soon, or library books or something, but most of this will be just like my other random crap that I need to do, and I don't know. I've been thinking about it for a little while, and I told Chris, I'm like, I think I'm gonna stream while I set this up, and he's like, okay, and I'm like, it's a trend right now to make videos of setting up carts, and he's like, if you say so, and I'm like, I swear I'm not making that up. It is a trend, and I am just adding to the hype. Okay, I really don't like that this one isn't evenly painted. I feel like that hides it more than it did over here. Jeez Louise. I'm sorry, I'm probably killing all y'all ears. Since you have 3 cats. Just wheel your cat around. Yeah. So, anyway. It is, I don't know. It's been a month. It's been a very intense reading month, and I don't know. I've been reading so much. And I've read a lot of really great books so far this year. And DNF'd a decent amount of bad books, but like I've read so many wonderful books this year that I've been loving. I've been reading like crazy though. Like I'm at like 50 like full novels for the year, which is ridiculous and like way too much. So I don't know. I'm almost feeling overwhelmed with the amount that I've read. Like I think I need to cool my jets down. But I also have so much that I still want to read. So, I don't know. I feel very funky right now, though. I'm not really feeling burnt out, though. But I do feel like I should slow down how much I'm reading because it's just a bit absurd. But I did read one of my favorite books on Friday. I read a book that I just loved. That is a new favorite and that I'm going to be rereading obsessively this year. I can already tell by how much I've just gone back and listened to my favorite parts. So, you're 3 books away from finishing your 2019 goal. That is insane. That's incredible. Good job. You have the teal card, but you do want to buy another one with the topper. Yeah, I figured I didn't need the top one, and since some of the things I'm gonna be putting on this top one, I know are gonna be like, tall pads of paper and stuff. Like, I'm never gonna use the topper since the pads of paper don't really fit in these bottom ones. I don't think this one will motivate me to read. I mean, I don't think I need motivation to read. I read so much, but also I read so many library books, like digital library books, that I don't actually own a lot of the books that are on like my TBR and stuff, like that I end up reading are not physical. So like I don't think that will motivate me because I can't like physically organize them. Anyway. But I can understand how it really would motivate some people. You finished 4 books so far this weekend? Holy cow. Oh, hi, Melody. Oh my gosh, you still have a paper due tonight. Good luck. I guess you're not watching the Oscars. You're watching for Marco. Thank you for watching. Yeah, Judith is crazy with language. Ugh. So, anyway, let's put the wheels on. The other thing about the other cart as well is that it's a lot heavier than this one. And since I'm going to be rolling this in between the bedroom and the living room. Like I'm gonna roll this around the house with me, depending on where I'm working currently. This is not turning it. This is doing nothing. Oh, did this come? Oh, it did come with something. Okay, good. I'm like, this is annoying. I'm so good at this, y'all. Oh my gosh, I suck so much. Okay, I can do it like this and then just tighten it at the end. Hi, Erica. So, anyway. Oh, Chris just got home. I don't think he's gonna stay and chat with us today. But y'all should yell at him to do something. Be like, Chris, we miss Chris, we want Chris, we want Chris. Chant it. And I'll let him know. He'll probably still say no and not want to come hang out with me. I mean, I wouldn't want to either. Hello.
Hey.
Hi.
How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Good. How's the coat going?
I just need to put on the last 2 wheels.
Nice.
Hi. Y'all gonna say hi to chat?
Hi, everybody.
He said hi. One of the reasons I decided to actually stream right now, I was thinking maybe I'll take a shower and then stream after that and start a little bit later because I really need to take a shower. And then I saw that Claire Russo she ended up posting something saying that there's going to be like a Stitch and Bitch later today at 2 p.m. and I'm like, well, I don't want to miss Stitch and Bitch. I need to work on my stuff. So I figured I would do that.
What time do you say that was at?
2.
Oh, okay.
So it's probably gonna be like well over an hour, so I'll probably just pop in at any point and do that. But if you want to just
Okay.
craft with Claire and some other awesome booktubers, 2 p.m. Eastern on her channel. I'm sure it's gonna be a lot of fun.
I like the color.
Thanks. This is another reason why I decided to go.
I didn't even see that color last time we were there.
I think it was there, but
It's like rose gold, I guess.
yeah,
I'm not surprised you went with that.
it's so pretty. I like it so much.
Good. Our floor is so messy.
Yes. But now I can stick my papers in there, you know?
Yeah. This is awesome. I'm glad you have this because then you can organize your stuff onto it and it won't be everywhere.
So like these don't fit in like the lower ones, standing up at least, or laying down like without bending them, and I don't really want to bend my papers. So I think I'm gonna put them up here, and then maybe get one of the little metal bookends.
Yeah, you can, we
Have
have
it
plenty. We have
pushed.
plenty of bookends that you can use.
Yeah, but one of the thin metal ones.
Okay.
We
Will
have
that
at
be long
least
enough?
one of those. What do you mean will be longer?
Because they're like it goes a certain length, like out underneath a book.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
You
So
think
will it be long enough to like go underneath and like press stuff against, or do you have more
I
than
think
this?
it'll be too long.
Do you have more than this?
I have a couple more.
And not long enough. I meant not long enough. I meant too long. Sorry.
Oh,
That's what I meant. It's too long.
no, because there's a short end and a long end.
Okay.
And the short end is only like 1.5 inches, maybe. So,
Well, that's a good idea.
anyway.
Hi everyone. Stay a while and listen. Listen to what? What's that?
And hang out with us.
Okay. Well, I have to go do some stuff. I have to.
You pulls all your makeup. That's a good idea.
I have some. Sorry, it's so weird having to chat over there. I feel like this is a really awkward.
well,
thing,
I was
looking
sitting
over
on
there.
the ground.
That's true.
That's why it's pushed back so far.
Giselle cut my hair, by the way. Yeah,
Very
It's-
handsome.
it's short, or
It's
it's
not
hard.
super well blended.
it needs to be like.
a little bit.
It needs to be
blended
like fixed up a bit, but it's different.
there. Yeah.
So we're gonna do that later. I have to finish watching some Oscar movies to watch the Oscars this tonight. So I need to do that today.
Lame.
Oscars is happening, and I haven't seen all the movies yet. I've seen most of them, but not all of them. I hope everybody that has watched the vlog so far liked it. And-
Like 3 people said, "Oh, I was in the middle of watching the vlog and had to stop."
Oh
because of
no,
the live
you're
stream."
interrupting people's
I
vlog watching.
know, that's what they said, and I was like, "Well, I'll just stop then." You'll
I was
just
up until
love me.
2 a.m. finishing that after my stream last night. So that was lovely. But I really wanted to be out this morning, so I needed to finish it. So nice. I am very happy with how it turned out. Next vlog is a Steve vlog, so okay, I'm gonna go do the dishes real quick while I wait for you to finish, because then I'm gonna shower so my hair is wet and so you can do any tweaks to my haircut that need to be done. And then
Yeah, he said I made it too
I'm also-
boxy.
I'm also really, really hungry.
Go eat some
I
food.
haven't eaten anything today.
Eat
So.
some food. Don't starve yourself.
Yeah.
So anyway.
Bye everyone.
Bye. What will live on here are just like my current projects and whatever. I think I can stick all my TBR jars on here. Like I'll be able to stick a lot of stuff on that. I don't think that my like basket will live on there because it's pretty contained in its own, but it will probably live near it. As far as my basket goes, these are all the hexagons that I've crocheted so far. So I have let's see. I have this many stacks of 10, so I have 50 squares, 50 hexagons all set, and these are like stacked in the color order of when I read them. First 10, second 10, third 10, etc., etc. I really want to be caught up by the end of the month and then just be able to like do like one a day, one every day or two from then on, and it'd be like a lot more chill. So I got a bit behind when I was reading 2 books a day for a couple weeks. And then I also have a few extras made. I have 5, 6, 7, 8. So I have 58 made, and I think I need to make about 10 more, maybe a few more than that. So, will you paint your hair? Like dye it? Oh, can't wait to watch the vlog. Thank you. Okay, I will do that. Maybe remind me to do that because I'm a very forgetful person, but I will do that. It's killing your nails. Interesting. You don't like the word dyed. Okay, sorry. You're crocheting Hogwarts scarves right now, though. That's so cute. So yeah, anyway, this is going strong though, and I'm definitely gonna make a few more during the stitching bitch later today. So anyway, my card is done. I'm gonna fill it with lots of good stuff, and I'm very excited. I just have so much like papers and stuff hanging around that it will be really nice to have it all consolidated. And like I said, this one's a little bit lighter than the other one was, and since I'm going to be wheeling it around a lot, covered in stuff, like I don't feel like I need it to be like even heavier, because if I ever have to lift it up, I don't want to feel like I'm breaking my back doing it. Oh, that's cute, Diana. Is it? I don't know. I feel like I'm not generous enough to like give out that much of my time. Because you're knitting a whole you're crocheting a whole freaking scarf. That's so generous of you. Does a full-size binder fit laying down? I have no idea. Give me 1 minute. was. I had one sitting right in the dining room, so it's okay. You can crochet 2 or 3 a day, so it's not that big of a deal for you. Holy cow, you must crochet so fast. I really like crocheting. I haven't done it in so long, and it's just been such like a soothing thing to sit down and whip a couple of these out at a time. Like I usually only crochet like 2 at a time, maybe 3. I only have a few more to do till I'm all cut up, and then I need to weave in all the ends. I don't love weaving in the ends. I don't find it like very satisfying. Not nearly as satisfied as actually making them, but it's fine. You used to crochet Barbie things when you were little. That's so cute. I loved Barbie so much growing up. Ugh, now my hands are like super lotiony. Anyway, alright, so my next project that I'm going to work on while chatting. I don't even know what to talk about, you guys. I feel like I'm being very boring, but I don't know. Do you guys want like a wrap up of the books that I've read that I haven't talked about yet, or do you not? Do you care? Should I make Chris hang out with me, even though he doesn't want to?
I can't hang out right now.
You can?
I can't.
You can't.
There's stuff I wanna do. I'm sorry. Have you talked about that book that you fell in love with and that's your new favorite book of all time?
It's still my favorite book of all
You
time.
posted that on Goodreads. You're like, I think this is my favorite thing I've ever read.
No, I didn't.
That's
It's a
like,
favorite romance.
that you did not say romance. I read it and I was like, this is, I think you said, I think this might be my favorite thing I've ever read. I remember very specifically.
I was being melodramatic. I don't think I said that.
I think you did.
I think you're full of it.
I don't know. I did read it last night at like 2 a.m. when you posted it because the vlog was
I think
exporting.
you're
So
full of crap.
but have you talked about it?
Let's see. I said. Oh, you're right. I did say my favorite thing I've ever
I know. I know that's what you said.
Well, I was being dramatic, like I usually am.
I thought you were serious
No.
with the way you were talking about it.
I loved it though. Like it just like got me. I was up at like 3:30 a.m. last night, like texting Judith about it, and she's like, "You need to calm down and go to bed." I'm like, "But it's so good."
That was very accurate. Please keep telling her that when she's up that late.
Hey. I did buy a couple things in the Audible series sales because I had a little bit of credit and
The series sale? Oh, the first in the series.
series.
I bought something too. Because we gifted each other something on Valentine's Day. So we got a $5 credit. We each got a $5 credit.
yeah.
I had to contact them. I had to contact their customer service to make sure I got mine because I wanted to make sure I got it before the sale ended. But they gave it to me. So Yeah.
Why? Why are they so mean?
I
to
have
you?
such bad luck with that. They never send me the email that I'm supposed to get for it. I didn't get the email when you did, and I waited a day, and I was like, okay, I didn't get it, so I'm gonna contact them. So,
What dicks?
but I got a mystery, a Japanese mystery that's been translated in English. It's a series, but it's the first book in a series that I really want to read. That is apparently really good, like a locked room mystery kind of thing. It's really good. It sounds really good. So I'm excited.
That just sounds so good.
It does sound so good.
Let me see. What did I buy? I bought. Let's see. I bought Good Boy by Serena Bowen and Elle Kennedy because I really liked the Elle Kennedys that I've read recently. And then I also bought Born in Fire by Nora Roberts. Those are what I bought. I think I'm going to buy 1 or 2 more though, just out of pocket because there were quite a few on there that I like and I know I'm going to buy them soon anyway. So I'm like, I might as well buy them when they're like half off.
Oh, you bought a couple?
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Yeah, I only got the one because I just wanted to use my credit.
Okay, let's see. Used to sew Barbie clothes out of paper towels. That's so practical. I could easily spend like $100 on books on that. There are so many books that I wanted.
Yeah,
but I'm
don't do that.
restraining myself.
I think that's probably a bad idea.
See, Judith was up too, so she's the one that messaged me and she's like, "Why are you awake? Why are you reading? Go to bed." At like 2:30 in the morning. Thanks for being my mom, Judith, and trying to make me
Yeah.
responsible. It's not gonna happen though. You love Born in Fire. Yeah, I remember you telling me that that was one of your favorite Nora Roberts. So I've had it on my list for a while because of that. So I'm like, I bought it because I need to get to it. Oh gosh, what have I read recently? Well, I didn't do a wrap up last week either. So the last time I wrapped something up was when I read
And this is the book I bought in the sale. Let me see if I can get you to see it. It's called Malice by Kigo Higashino. It looks really good.
nice. You should come chat with me if you're gonna just stand there and chat
Oh.
anyway.
I was just waiting for my phone to charge, and then I just took it off the charger.
You're such a silly person.
Well, I do need to go do stuff.
You're so handsome. I love you. Trying to even think what the last book that I read on here was. That I talked about reading on here was. I think maybe Codename Leaves I haven't talked about yet. I don't know. Maybe I did talk about it. Charm Bracelet, Disenchanted. I think I talked about Disenchanted, River of Teeth. I reread Alice in Wonderland because I freaking love that book and it was great and I gave it 5 stars. And I also reread Through the Looking Glass and What Alice Found There, which I love even more than Alice in Wonderland. I love them both. I gave them both 5 stars because they make me so happy. Gosh. So many pre-orders. Chris!
What?
Judith says you hate them.
What?
Judith says he hates us.
Oh, I thought you said Judith says she hates me.
No,
I was like,
she
what?
says you hate her.
No.
Yeah, that's
That's
why
not
you
true. I just
leave
have stuff. I just have stuff to do. I don't. I live stream.
The amount of water dripping off that plate is making me want to cry.
I live stream for 14 hours a week. I don't. I want to go to sleep.
He hates you. It's official. Oh, that's interesting, Lily. I read Playing Doctor by Kathy Yardley. I don't think I talked about this one yet, but I didn't like that. I found it, again, I'm sick of these books with the main male character who's supposed to be the hero of the story, like literally putting the woman's like physically in danger because he doesn't feel like communicating with her and won't stop thinking about himself enough to like make sure she's okay. Like literally someone like threatens to rape the main character in this one, like in front of him because he won't tell her like the secret. And he continues to put her in danger, and it just like really made me very angry. Watch out for my vlog coming in like 3 months where I'll talk about this one more, but I was not a fan, and I think I might just DNF this series because it keeps pissing me off. I read the first book in Theft of Swords by Michael J. Sullivan finally, The Crown Conspiracy. So I only read part 1 of like that first like big yellow book, because it's the first 2 books. So I read the first book, and I liked it. Like, it wasn't great. It's probably like a 2.5-star book. Like, it's not particularly good, but it wasn't like bad either. It's just like not anything special. It didn't really do anything for me, but it wasn't like horrible. It just like, it was very silly and very over the top in my opinion, but it was still like fun. I just am sick of like books, fantasy books in particular, that don't have like female characters or only have like 1 or 2 female characters, and they're like useless and helpless and can't do anything without men rescuing them. Like, I could not be sicker of that than I already am. So, and I had too much of that. Manage not to stain everything you own. Oh my goodness, it's true. Especially since you dye your hair red, right? Red gets everywhere. I was thinking of redyeing my hair this week to like a little bit darker because it's pretty much just orange at this point, but I'm so lazy. I ended up rereading Leonardo da Vinci by Walter Isaacson, which is just like a nonfiction biography about Leonardo da Vinci. It's phenomenal. I love this book. It's something that I can see myself rereading like pretty much every year. I just feel like I just learn so much every time I read it, and I just have such a fun time every time I read it. I ended up reading Begging for It by Lila Pace. This is the sequel to Asking for It, and it's a book that like definitely very much know what it's about going into it. Definitely lots of content warnings for like rape. But it's about a girl who has rape fantasies, and I probably like the story. I definitely like the story of Babe,
Yes.
you're being very loud.
Sorry.
I definitely like the story of the first book better than the story of the second book, but I liked the things that the second book addressed more. I talked a lot about like rape culture, and I talked a lot about like abusive relationships, both like physically and mentally and emotionally abusive relationships, and it talks about substance abuse, like alcohol abuse, and it talks about just like a ton of stuff, and I just really appreciated this book a lot. Like, oh my goodness, my favorite quote from the book was when she's like walking alone to her car at night after work, and she's like the last person there. It's night, it's dark, and she has to walk back to her car herself, and she talks about how she like has to like, she has her key in her hand ready to go, and she's very alert and like doesn't have headphones in, and is like being a conscientious woman because that's what we have to be. And that's what you do when you're alone at night, and in general you have to like be aware of your surroundings and look out for yourself. And she talks about this and how like walking to her car she has to be like aware and ready just in case. And she says the quote that I really liked was that she's like, we spend more time teaching women how to like defend themselves against rape than we do telling men not to rape women. And I was just like, it's so true. Like, the way women are sexualized in our culture and everything, like, anyway, and how violence against women is sexualized in our culture. We teach women how not to get raped more than we tell men not to rape women, and I was just like, wow. I really liked that quote a lot. Later in the book, it does also address the fact that like men can be rape victims as well, and that women can be rapists as well and stuff. Like, it doesn't just necessarily hold that like gender stereotype. But like that quote was just like, it was a very emotionally devastating book. I really didn't care for the plot through this first half of the book, but I liked the plot through the second half of the book better. So overall, like I liked the message of this one better, and the character learning to accept herself and stop judging and hating herself for who she is. Like, I really appreciated that, and it was very emotionally devastating to read. So you have pink orange hair. Oh, nice. The Da Vinci book is so good. I definitely recommend. One of my favorites. So anyway, I really like that quote a lot, but just definitely know what that book is about going into it, because it's a lot. I also reread Pride and Prejudice. I've been doing a lot of rereads. I think about either 25 to 30% of the books that I've read so far this year have been rereads. Like, I've been rereading like crazy, and I'm having so much fun doing it. Rereads are just the best. So I reread Pride and Prejudice, and like every time I read this book, I'm just floored at how much I love it. And I think actually this might be my favorite Jane Austen. I think it might have passed Northanger Abbey as my favorite Jane Austen. I think it just has a little bit more rereadability, like the snark and the sass and the story and everything in Northanger Abbey is just like so perfect. But I feel like Pride and Prejudice overall just has more likable characters and is overall just like more like, I can read it even if I'm not in the mood for something satirical. Whereas like Northanger Abbey, I feel like you have to be like in like a certain like mood like to read it. I feel like you can just be in any mood to reread Pride and Prejudice. So anyway, I loved rereading Pride and Prejudice though, and it was just like so good. Cat Who Mysteries. I don't even know what those are. I read 99% Mine by Sally Thorne, and I liked it. I actually liked it a lot. I liked it more. I don't know. I went in with fairly low expectations, and I overall ended up giving it 3.5 stars. I really, really liked the main character, actually named Darcy. I liked her a lot, and I liked her. I don't know. I just liked her personality a lot, and I just thought she was great. I know some people like mentioned that she like kind of irritated them, but like I really, really liked her, and I just like feel like I could relate to her, and she like kept making like not good decisions and was kind of like self-destructive, and like I've definitely like been there in the past and could relate to that. The thing that like really dragged this book down for me, and I liked her relationship with what's his name? I don't remember his name, but I liked their relationship. I really liked the first half of this a lot, and honestly, for the first half, I was like, honestly, I might give this like a 4.5 or a 5 star. Like, I'm really liking it. And then the second half, like, I just basically hate her brother. I hate her relationship with her brother, and I hate how everything's just fine. Like, if the book had ended with her making a break from her brother or whatever, like getting out of this like horribly toxic relationship with him, with like the love interest constantly choosing her brother over her, and all her friends constantly choosing her brother over her, and her being like the less valued person in everything over her brother. Like, if there had been a break in the pattern of that, I would have liked it better. But like, it really, really, really pissed me off that the guy like constantly chose the brother over her. It made me really mad, and honestly dropped my rating by like a whole star. Ugh, I hate hate the brother so much. So anyway, that's how I feel about 99% Mine. I just like hate the brother so much. He's literal garbage and deserves to die. Pride and Prejudice is just the best ever. I might reread it too. And then I read Vicious by L.J. Shen. This is another contemporary romance. I just don't think it's for me, and I don't think relationships like this are for me. It's kind of like he like bullies her and is like toxic and very controlling and stuff, and like it kind of like gets redeemed as it goes along. But overall, I don't know. I just feel like stories like this just don't really work for me, and him being like such a dickhead all the time just really doesn't work for me. And it was fine. I gave it like 2.5 stars. Like it wasn't bad, it just like wasn't my favorite. I read my first Casey West book, which was Fame, Fate, and the First Kiss. And I liked this. I gave it 3 stars. I thought it was fun, but it wasn't like anything amazing. It's basically about this girl who has landed her first like acting job in a movie. And then no. It's basically like Pride and Prejudice and zombies is what I got from it. It's like Regency zombies. And it's just like about her being an actress. I just thought she was kind of a brat sometimes, and the way she treated her dad like really kind of irritated me. She like was such a little punk, and like never admitted she was such a little punk until like the very end. And she's like, "Oh, maybe I should stop being such a brat." And I'm like, "You think?" I don't know. It was fun. It just like wasn't superlative. I really liked the love interest in this though. He was an adorable doll. I really liked him. It was just like so dramatic. Like there's literally a part in this book where they like come across like a stash of cocaine in like an abandoned like in like an abandoned hospital, and like get like chased by like a drug dealer, and like it was just like way over the top. It was just too much for what it was. So anyway, I haven't read or watched Pride and Prejudice and Zombies, but I'm going to, I think, this year. And then I read a book that I just really, really freaking adored, and that was The Mistake by Elle Kennedy. So this is the second book in the Off Campus series. I actually read book 2 and book 3 last week. Book 2 I loved like so much. The main guy in that is like such a sweet being, and I just loved him, and I just like wanted him to be happy. And he basically has like an alcoholic father, and his brother and him have been like cleaning up his dad's like messes for years at this point, since he like relapsed. And he knows that once he graduates college, he's going to pretty much have to give up his whole life and any opportunities that he has in order to go take care of his dad, so that his brother can get a bit of a break from taking care of his dad that he's been doing for the past 4 years. And so, I don't know, there's like a lot of family loyalty in this, and like wanting to like break from this toxic relationship, but like knowing that he can't and he won't, and he just like morally can't. He was just like such a precious little sweetheart, and I adored him so much. I really liked their relationship a lot, and like, oh my goodness. Like I really enjoyed the first book a lot. I ended up giving the first book 4 stars, which really surprised me. But I also just loved that there wasn't miscommunication in this book. There was non-communication, but there wasn't like miscommunication. And I just really, really liked this a lot, and I liked their relationship a lot. and there was some really good grovels in this book as well, and it was just like such a great romance. And then I read the third book in the series, which was The Score, and I liked this one. I ended up giving it 3 stars. I just didn't love their relationship as much. I don't know, the relationship is pretty much like just based around sex for the first good portion of the book, and I don't know, I never understood why they liked each other outside of just like liking to have sex with each other. Like I never like bought their relationship really. Although it was nice in a new adult series to have characters that don't have like a ton of baggage, because so many characters have so much baggage and so much traumatizing stuff has happened to them, and they're like 20, and I'm like, what has your life been that you were this traumatized? Where this one wasn't super traumatizing, and I appreciated that. I don't know, I liked it, and they definitely made some dumb choices sometimes, but I feel like they had to pay for them, and I appreciated that as well. And then I read Brain on Fire by, oh gosh, Susan Cahalan, I think is how you say her name. This is, I'm sure you guys all know what this one is. It's about a girl who ended up basically going crazy for a month, and then trying to like figure out what was wrong with her and get her diagnosis. Hi, Anita! I'm really excited to read Pride and Prejudice and Zombies, honestly. Little Women and Werewolves. I've never even heard of that. Well, now I'm warned about the sexism. I'll try to like put on my like less annoyed brain, if that's possible. Anyway, Brain on Fire. I actually really enjoyed this. I thought it was a book about like mental illness, and it's not. She doesn't have a mental illness. Oh gosh, what did she have? I don't know. Whatever it was basically just like her body like attacking her own body, and something that could be like fairly easily like cured, at least in her case and stuff. And I found that, I don't know, I just don't think I like super interested in reading books with like a ton of mental illness. So I think this actually like worked better for me because it wasn't that. But I don't know, I really like this book, and her like describing all the stuff that she was going through and like what was happening. I just found to be like fascinating. And it definitely could relate to mental illness. A lot of the things that were happening to her are probably the way that a lot of people with mental illness feel. Like, even just like knowing what they're doing isn't rational, doesn't make sense, but like also not being able to like control it, I think gave me like empathy. But I actually ended up really liking Brain on Fire a lot and found it super compelling. Let's go over the short works that I've actually read since last time as well, real fast, rapid round. I ended up reading Beauty and the Beast, a children's picture book illustrated by K.Y. Craft and written by Malon F. Craft. I actually have it sitting right over here. Let me grab it. It is beautiful. K.Y. Craft can do no wrong, in my opinion. She is an illustrating goddess, and I need to put the dust jacket back on it. But like, oh my word. Let's see, what is my favorite picture in here? Probably this one is like at least one of my favorites. You can't really see the detail over this, but it's gorgeous, I promise. The detail in her pictures are just like stunning and beautiful, and gorgeous. I also love this one. So, anyway, these are probably my two favorite. Yeah, this is really not good quality at all, but I promise it's gorgeous. I loved this. I loved it more than I even realized or thought I would, and I think this is my new favorite. Like, I think this is my favorite KY craft now, and that's saying a lot because I love her other books. And then I also read Sleeping Beauty, which was lackluster and disappointing. This is the little golden book, and it's just the art is just not anything special. I really like the little golden books that take the original artwork and then like jazz it up. And this was just like basically like copy and pasted from the movie with less than stellar writing. It just like wasn't anything special, and I don't recommend. As far as little golden books, the Cinderella from like the 50s is much better. I also really like the newest Shrek one. Is really beautiful illustrations. Like there's some other really great ones. I read Art Matters by Neil Gaiman, illustrated by Chris Riddle. I don't know how to say his name. And I really liked this a lot. I really like Neil Gaiman, and this is basically his little speech that he gave about like why art matters and like the art of words and stuff, and it was great. I recommend. I reread Kitchen Princess Volume 1, and I enjoyed rereading that. It's very dramatic and very silly and doesn't make a ton of sense. It doesn't have the best plot, but it's basically a manga about food and a girl who is really good with cooking and goes to a school to like get better like her culinary skills. I wish this book was a little less like boy focused, but there's going to be a love triangle and it's very interesting. I've read the entire series before. It's like 10 volumes. So I'm interested to see what I think of it this time around. I read Journey into Mystery issue 83, which is the first issue of Marvel Comics that Thor ever appeared in, and this was a riot. Like, I did not know this was how Thor's story originally started. Basically, he's just this random doctor who can turn into Thor when he like holds the staff, and it's just like ridiculous. And there's basically the aliens in this look like the Easter Island heads, but green, and like this was just very interesting to read. I actually had a lot of fun reading it though. It was just a single issue. And then I read Fairy Outcast issue 2, which is I read issue 1 previously and I really liked it a lot. Issue 2 wasn't as good as issue 1, but I still really like the art and I think the story is very fascinating. I ended up giving it 4 stars. I really enjoy this. There's only 2 issues out though, and it came out like 6 years ago. So I don't think there's going to be any more issues, unfortunately, which makes me really sad out of how much I enjoyed these 2. But I feel kind of disappointed because I want to know what the heck is happening in this world. It's all like fairy tales and awesomeness. I ended up rereading the Artemis Fowl graphic novel, which is not good. It's basically just the speech, the text, the conversation from Artemis Fowl just like copied and pasted into a graphic novel with less than stellar or interesting art. Actually, art that I very much dislike most of the time, that I find very unappealing and unlikable, with the happiness and the joy that I get out of like Owen Colfer's like narration style completely taken out because it's literally just the text with like no extra fluff. So it was a pointless read, but like very boring because it's so similar to the original, or like nothing added by the really hideous art. I was very disappointed. And then my last short work that I ended up reading was I was like, do I have it sitting right here? I think I do. Let's see, I do. In Real Life by Cory Doctorow and Jen Wang. This is just a standalone graphic novel about a girl who ends up starting to joins a MMORPG and like joins a guild and starts playing on there, and I actually really liked this a whole heck of a lot. I think one of my favorite graphic novels that I've ever read. It's about like acceptance and looking past like what we're initially told and like finding your own opinions on stuff, and it talks about like strikes and workers' rights and I don't know, fat main character and building confidence in yourself, and I don't know. It just had like a lot of great messages, and I really really liked it a lot. It was a delight to read. I'm so glad I checked it out from the library, and I want to own my own physical copy now. So that's everything I've read except for two more things. I finished one thing 2 days ago. Well, technically yesterday. I was up till like 5 a.m. reading it. And then I also ended up finishing another thing today. So the last two things that I've read were, let's talk about the least exciting thing first. So today I finished reading The Masqueraders by Georgette Hare. This is delightful. I've been reading it for a long time now, like maybe 6 weeks, maybe 7. I've been reading it for a while. I've buddy reading it with a friend, and we've been chatting in between each like section of chapters that we've been reading. And oh my goodness, I adored this. It's probably like 4-star, maybe 4.5. It was so fun and funny and delightful. I can see myself rereading this and just like getting such a kick out of it. I adore most of the characters. The only reason this isn't like a full 5 stars is that there was a little bit of a lull in the middle that I thought was like fairly boring, and before like that action really set in, and also there's basically 2 love stories in this, and the one between the brother and his love interest I found to be like, it didn't make any sense to me. Like, I didn't see why they liked each other, and I thought it was very insta-lovey, and I didn't like see the point in it. But I loved the relationship between the sister and her love interest. It just like made me such a happy ball of goo. And the story is hilarious. I love the dad. He's my favorite character. And there's just so many good like one-liners in this, and I just like chortled my way through this book. It's hilarious. I wouldn't recommend reading what it's about on Goodreads. I would just recommend picking it up and reading it because it's really funny, and there's a lot of like good like plot twists and turns. Georgette Hare just like astounds me at every turn. I'm always like so shocked when I read her because I'm like, what are you doing? And there's just so many plot twists and everything, and it was so fun to read. I adored this, and I'm definitely going to reread it in the future, like fairly soon, because it was just so much fun. Definitely going to continue reading lots and lots of her books because they just make me very happy. I liked this so much. And then the last book that I'm going to talk about is like, I think my favorite romance that I've ever read, ever. It's so good. As far as like at least contemporary romance books, at least as far as books written in the last few decades goes, at least. Not including like older like classics and stuff that happen to have romances. My gosh. So I ended up reading From Lukov with Love by Mariana Zapata. Oh my gosh. I loved it so much. It's making my body tingle just thinking about it. Like, oh, it just made me so happy. So From Lukov with Love is a very, 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 very slow burn romance. Honestly, if you don't mind a lot of heavy language and you're not used to reading books with romance, or with like, if you don't like reading books that have like gratuitous sex or sex whatsoever or anything like that, but you don't mind a lot of swearing, I would recommend this book. There's not very much sex in this book at all, and it's, I don't know, I don't want to like spoil by saying like when it happens like in the book, but I guess minor spoilers here if you don't want to know how much sex there is in it. There's just one sex scene like right at the very end. So like if you want to like dip your toes into romance, but like you don't know like where to start, I think this is a great way to start because it's enemies to friends, and it's delightful. It is about a girl who is a figure skater. She was in pairs figure skating, and her partner ended up leaving her to figure skate with someone else. And so she's been partnerless for a whole year, and she feels very directionless and like she's a failure because she's never won a gold medal, and she's 26 and she's felt like she's wasted so much of her life on this, but she loves figure skating and she doesn't want to give it up. And she ends up getting the opportunity to figure skate with one of the best male figure skaters in the world, who is already a Olympic medalist and is phenomenal. The problem being that they really don't get along. I wouldn't say that they hate each other, but they've never gotten along. She is really good friends with his sister, and so they've spent quite a bit of time together, and they've just like always like ground each other's gears and like not worked well together and not talked well together, and are always like, there's so much like banter in this book, there's so much like snarkiness, and I just freaking loved it. Oh my goodness, I'm like trash for this book. So it's about her taking this opportunity, and they have to like really learn to like trust each other and get along, otherwise they literally can't like skate together because it's so much of their like partnership. So anyway, the main character Jasmine, I love her so much. She is so funny and so wonderful and just like made me so ridiculously happy reading about her. And Ivan is a sweet little cupcake, and I just like loved them so much, and I just loved seeing them become friends. And oh gosh, this book made me so happy. Like I don't even know how I'm functioning at this point. And I love her family members. Her brother's such like a butt face, but he's so funny. And her sisters are great, and her other brother's great. Like her whole family is just wonderful, and I love them. And I loved seeing her relationship with them, and like not really knowing how to balance this like all time consuming thing that she loves to do with like spending time with her family and making them feel like they're loved and important too. And I loved, I don't know, there's not like a single thing in here that I don't just like adore. I don't know. It definitely, it is very long. It's like 15-hour audiobook, and there were definitely some parts that got kind of like repetitive where I was like, okay, like we get it, like okay, you can move on now, but like it's well worth how much I loved reading this. And there's so like, it's one of those, it's a book that I listen to my favorite parts like in the middle of reading. Like I would get to the end of a section and I would love it so much that I would go back and I would reread that same part like 5 times before moving on. And I did it like literally like 6 or 7 times throughout the book. There would just be parts that I'd just like reread the same section over and over because it just made me so happy. There's like this part, my favorite scene in the whole book is like where her mom goes off on her brother for like not like supporting her enough and the choices that she's choosing to make. all about like feminism and how like you can't give double standards to men and all this stuff, and it was just like the funniest thing I've ever read in a book ever. I loved it. And my goodness, I love it. I love it so much. I'm such like a weak pile of goo now. And I'm definitely gonna reread it very soon. And the only reason I haven't started rereading it yet is that like I have library books that I need to read that are due tomorrow, and if I don't get them done, I will cry. So I need to finish them. So I'm being good, and I'm bargaining with myself that if I read other books that are due at the library first, then I can read that. So anyway. Oh, bye Diana. You're probably already gone, but thank you for being here. I appreciate it. 24 and 48. Oh goodness. I've never actually done one of those. I feel like I would get too stressed out. Yes, definitely read. I've read Colty as well, and I liked Colty because like I liked Colty a lot more than I thought I would, honestly. I ended up giving it 4 stars, and I was like, this is so funny that I'm giving like a sports romance that really is about the main characters playing a sport. Not just like a sports romance where the girl like kind of sits on the sidelines and like watches the man play a sport occasionally and blah blah blah. Like legitimately like a sports romance. Like I was surprised that I enjoyed it as much as I did. That one's another really good one, but like this one I loved even more, and she's just so driven and passionate and such a hard worker, and it's all about figure skating, and I really like figure skating a lot, and I don't know, I just adored this so much. So anyway, oh, thank you. Thanks, Elizabeth. Chris did a really good job editing the Book Barn vlog. He really did. He outdid himself with that one. So yeah, read From Lukov with Love because it is amazing, and like I said, I think it's my favorite romance I've ever read. Like I loved it so much. Like my body can't even function anymore with how much I loved it. And I like stayed up till 5 a.m. reading it. And then I stayed up till like 2:30 or 3:30 the next night rereading like my favorite scenes and stuff again, and I just but the best part is that it's enemies to friends to lovers. It's not just like enemies and then like having like hate sex or whatever, like which is fine too, but like it's they learn to really build such like a wonderful friendship, and I just love them so much. So anyway, big long tangent. I hope you don't mind. Okay, so now I'm probably not gonna do this all on camera, but I had an idea of something I'm gonna do. So basically, I'm gonna do the March Disney Bound challenge. If you don't know what the March Disney Bound challenge is, I'm gonna be posting a picture of like the prompts on the 28th on my Instagram. So if you like watching my like outfits of the days on the vlogs and like what like fun outfits I put together, I think they're fun, then definitely go follow my Instagram because there's gonna be so much of that on my Instagram this month. But this month, meaning in March, but the March Disney Bound challenge, I'm sure y'all probably know what it is that they give you a bunch of prompts to do Disney Bounds, which is just basically casual cosplaying, like color blocking and using accessories to get the idea and feel of a character. And it can be super recognizable, maybe it's just like more abstract, but it's like the fact that you know that you're a Disney character is the part that's like really awesome about Disney Bounding. I really liked it, and I did it last March, but I kind of fizzled out taking pictures. I still Disney bounded almost every day, but like I didn't take pictures every day. So I want to get more ahead and prepared this month. So I already have most of my Disney bounds planned out. The only problem being is that some of the prompts that they have are kind of stupid. I talked about this last week, but some of the prompts are just really dumb. So I'm gonna just kind of do my own characters that I feel like doing instead of doing their own prompts on those specific days. Enemies to friends to lovers is the best trope. I agree. I love it. Bruna, that sounds so fun. So, sorry. Give me a sec. So, what I'm gonna do is that, so there's basically 31 prompts to do, and I have them like here and here, and I have like ideas of the characters that I want to do, but since I'm not actually doing one for every prompt, and some days I'm just gonna Disney bound whatever I feel like, I'm actually gonna write down all the ideas. I also have this full page written out of Disney bounds, not including the ones that I have written over here already. So, and I've already started pulling together outfits from like the stuff that I have in stuff that I have like my clothing and stuff. I've been pulling together outfits and setting aside accessories and all this stuff. So I've been writing down the clothing, the accessories, the shoes, the whatever, like everything I could possibly need. Like if I need a purse for a color pop or whatever, like I've been writing it all down. And so I'm going to take the cards and I'm actually going to write down every single character that I have an outfit for. I'm going to write down on these and then I'm going to lay them out and be able to like know. And like, because there's so many that I could use for so many as well. Like a green character, there's so many green characters I could bound. There's so many different things that I could do for so many of them that I want to get an idea and know that like I have all my prompts that I could possibly, all my Disney bounds that I possibly have in my mind written down. And then once I take that card, then I know I'm not like repeating any. And there's also like a prompt of like doing like best friends. And I'm like, there's several sets of Disney best friends that I can think of. I need to like set aside, like lay them all out and then choose my best friends from there and stuff. So that's what I'm going to do with these cards is I'm going to write down all my Disney bounds and then pair them up and set them out and stuff. And I'm going to do that because I think that will help me get my brain on straight, my mind on straight, my head on straight, whatever that thing is. And then also like I can see them all like laid out together if I need to. Like I can lay them all out and it will be very very simple. Rather than like I don't know, having to keep everything straight, you know? So, oh gosh. I'm waiting for the Stitch and Bitch to start. I just thought I would pull it up because getting ready. Oh, okay. Just so I'm aware when it starts because I don't want to go for too much longer. Honestly, I might just stop off now, but I have so many like good ideas, but like I'm having a hard time keeping them all straight. So I think I'm gonna just write the character name and then the items that I need to like pull aside for it, and that's what I'm gonna do. But some of these prompts are definitely not getting done. But I have 31 bounds to do, actually 32, because one of them is best friends, and I'm gonna do 2 different bounds for that, obviously, because how could I not? So anyway, last night I did go and put together my first 4 bounds for the month. I think over the next couple days, I'm gonna actually put on the outfits and like stuff. I may do some tonight if I actually end up finally washing my hair and making it less disgusting than it is, because there's so much like I still have not had a pain-free day like all of this month. Maybe the first couple days might have been pain-free, but like as far as my neck goes, so I have tons of stuff gunk in my hair right now. So I just need to take a shower, like wash my hair, because that's the thing is I don't like wash my hair. But I need to wash my hair and then I need to look cute and put makeup on so I can like start taking pictures now so I can get ahead so I'm not frantically behind. So yeah, anyway, that's what I'm doing with these cards, is that I'm gonna write out all my Disney bounds. Anyway, I think I'm gonna go now, because I have to go to the bathroom and I don't want to like get up and do that and then come back and just do that anyway and just like end it anyway. But I'm gonna put stuff on my cart. I'm gonna finish putting together Disney bounds for the month and like put together a lot more of my outfits. And I guess I could do a quick, let me do a quick itty bitty little haul really quick of some stuff that I ended up getting. I ended up getting a couple sets of earrings that are just like really cheap ones from Walmart because I needed some of these items. So really quick, I ended up getting, oh goodness, stop being a little brat. This set of earrings. I really particularly wanted the rabbits because so many rabbit bounds that I could do. I could be Rabbit, I could be Judy, Hop, I could be the White Rabbit, I could be Thumper, I could be all the different kinds of rabbits. I really also like this bird. I liked the little Eiffel Tower because I don't have one of those yet. I really like that they're all like rose gold, like the crosses, the leaves, like there were just like a lot of like really pretty ones. I was like, yes, this is perfect. And then also this one, I've specifically been on the hunt for some just like plain silver stars to be Captain America, and they had them. And then on top of that, they also had like some silver lightning bolts, which I really like how they look. And they had, I don't know, just like some other ones that I thought were really fun. These ones make me cringe really hard. They have little dice, which I think would be perfect if I was to do like an Oogie Boogie bound. Like, what could be more perfect than having little dice in my ears if I'm Oogie Boogie, and stuff. So I just like, I got those to treat myself today. So anyway. I just have a lot of good ideas and I'm really excited. And honestly, not to brag, but I think I'm just really good at putting together really fun yet stylish like Disney bounds that aren't like hideously atrocious, because sometimes Disney bounds get put together and it's like, yeah, very recognizable that that is that character, but also like it's kind of ugly and not something that I would like wear on my normal like day-to-day life. So I like putting together Disney bounds that like I feel like the character and I really feel like I'm channeling the character and it's so much fun and it's so much whatever, but it's also something that like I would actually wear in real life because I think it's very cute. So anyway, go follow me on Instagram if you want to see me dress up like Disney characters all month, and I'm very, very excited about it. I have a I have so many good ideas in my mind. I have a phenomenal like Princess Ada Disney bound. I have a super fun oh gosh, I think it's super fun. I have like a super fun like Spider-Man and a super fun Iron Man and a super fun, I don't know, the eagle from Rescuers Down Under, and I have a pretty good like Treasure Planet one, and I have a really good Robin Hood one, and I just like have a lot of really great ones. I have a really, really good Mary Poppins one. Like I just have like a really lot of super phenomenal ones. I have a really great Giselle one, which I'm super excited to do. I'm gonna look exactly like Amy Adams. You just wait. So anyway, I just like, I'm very excited to do this like creative outlet. And it just like makes me really happy to do it. But I'm super excited with these like sets of earrings that I got. They're definitely gonna help bring some more ideas to mind as well. Like now I have owl earrings. I didn't have owl earrings before. Now I have owl earrings. So if I want to be owl, I can be owl. Like, or if I want to be the owl from the Fox and the Hound, I could be her as well. Or there's other Disney owls. I could be the owl from Sleeping Beauty. I could be. There's so many different owls that you could be. Or I could be, yeah, owl from Winnie the Pooh, the most obvious one. Honestly, I really like these variety packs for the sake that you can get so many different like bounds from them as well. So anyway, I'll stop now. I'll leave. I'll spare y'all. So anyway, I will see you all next Sunday. I hope I can get a reading vlog out this week. I'm gonna try to finally actually edit one, maybe this Thursday or this Tuesday or this Thursday, and get one out. And yeah. Thank y'all for stopping in and chatting with me. You were the very best. I don't know why you come and hang out with me as I sit on my floor sometimes and badly put together a cart and just ramble nonsensically. But oh, and there's Claire starting, so everyone go raid Claire from Claire Russo for her live stream that just started, and tell her that Giselle sent you because I think she's great. And I'm so excited to craft. Well, I watched her today, so anyway. Goodbye, everyone. I will see you very, very soon, and go follow me on Instagram. Shameless plug. Okay.